There's this huge looming questions that has always been in the mind of every young content creator, and that is the secret to landing a big brand deal. And right in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it is done. As a content creator, partnering with brands is one of the most pivotal steps you have to take into monetization. Just getting paid by YouTube, Facebook for your content is not enough. So right in this video, I'll be showing you the step-by-step on how you can actually get that big brand deal that you have always dreamed about, that you have always think about. What is that level that you actually want to achieve as a brand ambassador? Then you have to stick to this video, because right in this video we've got everything covered. The foundation of attracting big brands require you to have that brand identity that you consistently apply to all your social media handle. This involves your images, your logos, your color scheme, and every other thing that you have been applying to ensure that people know you better. Ensure that that thing is applied to every platforms you belong, so that whenever anybody stumble on your video or on your content, the person will know that this is about you and this is who you are. This is going to encourage the brands to know that you are this person that actually have this consistent signature that no one else has elsewhere. So you have to maintain that consistent brand identity. This may sound too complicated or too techy for you, and that's the exact reason why I have to break it down for you. The first thing you need to do is to have a clear niche right in your mind. Whatever content you are creating, you need to have that clear niche around that content. Who are your target audience? What are the things that they are most interested in? You have to narrow down your niche, and not that you have to think of satisfying everyone. Don't bother about that. Just go down and narrow down, so that you can narrow down to the little or the most smallest niche ever, so that the brand can actually know that this person is talking about us. This person is for us, and his audience definitely will be interested in whatever we are talking about. Number 2 is high quality content. You have to ensure that your content is of high quality, high value. Brands are always interested in anyone that can actually create content that resonates well with their target audience, which happens to be your own audience too. So try your best to always produce that high quality content, high value content that people will definitely benefit from. Don't bother about the money. Don't bother about whatever you have to gain. What matters is people are happy to see you providing that high value content. Number 3 is brand consistency. Just like I said earlier, always ensure that your brand banner, your brand logo, your brand color scheme is consistent around all your social media platforms, and even your website or any other place you have at all. Just ensure that your brand identity is always everywhere. And even if you have maybe a customized clothes or a customized gel or gadget, ensure that your logo is pinned on it. This is going to make the brands to be interested in you and know that you are well organized and well positioned to be their new brand ambassador. Number 4, audience engagement. Try as much as possible to always request for comment, feedback, and also always ensure that you engage with your audience whenever they drop a comment or feedback concerning your content. This is going to build that sense of community around your content, and it's also going to make your audience to value you and see you as that person that's always there for them, to respond to them. This is also going to ensure that YouTube algorithm or any other social media algorithm value that specific content, because there is high engagement rate for it, and is also going to boost the profit level of your brand. So try as much as possible to check it out. Once you've built a solid foundation for your brand, the next thing you need to do is to create a media kit. Now ask me, what is a media kit? A media kit is actually a document that contains every single information about your YouTube channel and also about your social media handle or any content creation work you've done at all. A media kit can also contain your achievement and some other clients you've worked with previously. This can be like your portfolio or your CV. Now, if you're wondering how to compose a media kit, I'll be breaking it down to you in a step-by-step format right now. The first thing is brand overview. You have to start with the introduction of your brand. This includes you highlighting your mission, your vision, and your unique selling point. That thing that makes you different from others, you have to highlight it right in the introduction. Next is your audience demography. This is very important because it's a well-detailed information about your audience. This is going to make the brand understand who their target audience is and and who are the people that are actually going to see whatever you promote. This involves the age range of your audience and also some other informations like their gender, their location, and some other things that they are interested in. For instance, an audience that is interested in anything foodie, we can actually introduce a McDonald's or KFC or any kind of pizza, Domino's pizza, to them. So they have to know who you are and who your audience are. Next up, we have social media stats. This includes your subscriber count and also the number of views you've been having on your social media handles like your YouTube, your Instagram, or your Facebook. This also includes the way people are engaging with your content. Are people engaging at all? Are people not showing interest? All those things have to be included right in your media kit. This is going to encourage the brands to want to partner with you because you have that high number of subscribers, high number of views, or high number of engagement. Moving on, we have content showcase. This involves you showcasing your best performing content, thumbnail designs, and other content that you might have done at all that is so intriguing, that is so outstanding. You have to showcase it right in the media kit. This is going to boost the confidence of your prospective brand collaborators, and they want to collaborate with you as soon as possible. To finalize the building of your media kit, you have to provide your contact information. Many people make mistake in this because sometimes they provide that contact information that they are not actively using, probably an email that you are not actively using or a phone number that you are not actively using. Try your best to provide a professional and active contact information that they can reach out to you whenever they are interested in your offer. This is going to help you to always get an updated information and also an updated strategy of whatever they want you to do. Now that you've created your media kit, you might be wondering, do I have to sit down right in my office or right in my bedroom and be waiting for that brand collaboration offer to start flying in? No, you don't have to wait for it. You have to go all out there and reach out to brands. And if you've been thinking, oh, how do I go out there and reach out to brand? I don't know any brand. I don't know how to reach out to them. Well, I've got you covered. Let's check it out. The first step to reaching out to those big brands and start landing your big brand deal is nothing but personalized outreach. You have to craft an email or personalized message and start dishing it out to any brand you know at all. For instance, if you know about KFC and you have been talking about food a lot, you can actually try to get their email, their official email, right from their website and start sending them a personalized email and messages so that they can actually know that you are out there and ready to promote their brand. Next up, we have value proposition. You don't just write a letter or an email to any agency and be hoping that they will give you that offer that you've been looking for. You have to craft it in a well-proposed manner that is going to show the value of your proposition. For instance, you have to tell them exactly what they stand to gain and not what you stand to gain. What is that thing that will make them not to regret partnering with you? What is that thing that make you stand out of the crowd? You have to let them know it, and you also have to assure them of what they will achieve in the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years of partnering with you. This is going to boost their confidence in you, and they will understand that you have that foresight that's going to help their business in the long run. And no, don't just send out a proposition value and all of that without actually backing it up with an irresistible document that's going to boost your chance of actually landing that big brand deal. And what am I talking about? Your media kit. Always make sure it is handy whenever you want to send a message or an email to anybody at all, so that it's going to pitch and also skyrocket your chance of hitting that big brand deal. What are you waiting for? Get started with it. This last step is capable of ruining your brand if you don't do it the right way. What am I talking about? Follow up. Whenever you submit any proposal or back it up with any media kit at all, always ensure you follow it up respectively. Don't just give up on any initial rejection, or probably there's actually a kind of red flag and you feel like, oh, this is a red flag, I have to give up on this. No, you have to follow it up respectively. Always contact the brand. Always ask them what's the update. Always try to tell them that you are going to do better. Always assure them that whatever they want you to do, you are going to do it as far as the terms and condition doesn't affect you negatively. So you have nothing to lose. So just jump right into it. All you need is for you to hit that your first brand deal. Whenever you hit your first brand deal and you do it, you fulfill your promise, definitely there are still more things for you to actually achieve. Many more brands will definitely come for you. It is one thing to reach out to brand, it's another thing to actually secure that collaboration, but it's also another thing for you to maintain professionalism and flexibility in any of the deal you are doing at all. Throughout of the entire branding, throughout of the entire collaboration, throughout of the entire information and activity, you have to ensure that you maintain flexibility and professionalism. Now you might be wondering, how can you maintain that? How can you stay ahead of your game? How can you remain respected within the brand and the company? The first way you can maintain professionalism and flexibility is to always meet your deadline. This is very, very important. There are so many people that they find it hard to meet up deadline, and as a result of that, the brand starts taking you on serious. You have to always appear serious. You have to always appear with dedication so that they can actually take you serious. This is going to increase your value and your worth, and the respect level is going to boom. So you just have to do this as soon as you can. The next thing you need to do is to always adhere to brand guidelines. There are many brands that actually have that specific way they want their brand to be presented to individuals and also to your audience. So you have to adhere to that guideline. Don't go out of it. Don't try to be creative in one way or the other, and don't try to be lazy. If you know that a particular guideline doesn't suit the way you present your things, you have to explain to the brand, and it's going to have that clear communication between you and your brand. And speaking of communication, you have to maintain clear and transparent communications with your brand. Always keep them updated on progress, changes, and any other thing you might have applied. And even if you are facing any challenge during the process of the work, ensure that you keep them updated so that they will understand that you are facing a particular challenge. Probably that might be the reason why you are unable to meet up with a particular deadline. And please don't let excuses continue to be the hallmark of whatever you do. So ensure that you try your best to always meet up. But if it's inevitable, ensure that your communication is very clear to the brand so that they will know whatever challenge you are currently facing. This next step is very, very compulsory. This is about you being open to any kind of feedback at all. Try as much as possible to always be open to feedback, because your collaborators know better about their brand. So they will definitely tell you, this is what we want, this is what we don't want, this is what you've been doing that is actually not going well with our brand guideline and policy. So by them telling you all of this, is going to reshape the way you present their brand. So be open to any kind of criticism, any kind of feedback at all, and any kind of comment. Try as much as possible to always request for feedback, even if feedback is not presented. This is going to help them to actually feel free to tell you the truth, even if it's bitter. Now you've actually secured that brand deal, and you are also thinking about how you can seamlessly integrate it with your content. Well, it's not so hard. It's just something that you have to take the time to sit down and relax and try to craft out some details, information, and strategy on how you can actually seamlessly blend in the brand information with whatever content you are creating. So try your best to relax yourself. Don't put yourself in too much of a hurry. Try your best to craft out that information, that content that's going to grab people's attention, and also at the same time promoting that brand. You might have actually watched many content creators out there who have actually come up with different means of promoting brand. Try your best to actually learn how they do it. Instead of watching, probably you are watching a comedy, instead of you laughing at that comedy, try your best to actually derive the way the brand information is communicated right in that content. Very, very important. Then next up, we have engaging narrative. This is very, very important whenever you are actually dealing with any brand. You have to craft that engaging narrative that's going to resonate with your audience, and that's also going to bring in the brand into the limelight. And this is going to be like you telling a story, or probably telling your audience to actually share their own experience about a brand or that particular brand that you are talking about. This can also go as far as telling your audience that, oh look, if you actually purchase this particular package from our brand, I'm going to offer you this information that you've been craving about. This is going to go a long way for them. So try it out today. This is one very important factor that many people usually overlook, but if you actually want to make people stay glued to your content all time long and also ensuring that they go for that your brand, then you have to ensure that your visual is appealing. Pay attention to your editing, to your video quality, to your resolution, and also to the same way you package yourself in that video. Your speech and your voiceover should be very, very perfect. This is something that's going to make people want to watch more of that brand or watch more of your content, and by the end of the day, more people will be interested in whatever you are dishing out. So try involving that in your strategy. Well, earlier on, I actually told you to niche down. Well, try as much as possible to niche down, but at the same time, try as much as possible to work on expanding your audience base. This is going to give you more opportunity and more chance of passing out that message of the brand to your audience and to more wider audience. This is something that usually attracts brands a lot because they love it when their collaborator as that wide audience. So try as much as possible to gather more subscriber count, to gather more followers, to gather more views on your videos, and this is going to go a long way for you and your brand. The ultimate key to success in retaining and also getting more brand deals is for you to always create that engaging and high quality content. You cannot be creating a whack content, a content that doesn't benefit people, a content that is not going so well with the audience at large, and be expecting any kind of brand deal. This is not going to work. The brand will watch your videos. They will know if your videos are going well or not. They will know if the video is tailored around their own objective or not before they can actually present any kind of deal to you. Many people make mistake by just coming on YouTube and be saying all sorts of things in front of camera and be presenting all sorts of information, all sorts of content in front of camera and be calling it content. No, brands usually look at the value of whatever you provide. So try as much as possible to provide value above quantity. For you to actually land that brand deal and also maintain it, you have to try as much as possible to maintain a consistent brand identity, a compelling media kit, and also try as much as possible to reach out to brands out there, and also try as much as possible to do follow up. This is very, very important because if you don't do any of this, then you are just sitting down and waiting for brands to come. Brands will never come. So try as much as possible to reach out to that. Well, if you're also thinking about ways you can actually generate a compelling and a viral content for your video without having to rack your brain, without having to stress yourself, well, the video that just pop up on the screen will show you exactly how it is done. Ensure you check it out. Whatever you do, never stop making money.